How is it going, guys? Back at it again with another video. In the shop once more, working on Blur. Now, as I would assume you've seen the last video, we got a water pump pulley. I'm not actually sure if it's gonna fit, so I guess let's find out. So we're gonna grab this pulley, stick it down there. What'd you know? Looks like it's gonna work. Let's go ahead and let's get some bolts on there. All right, it's on, it's in. Let's put a servicing belt on it. I'm not sure how the belt goes on, but it's gonna go on. Let me find out how this works. So I had a bit of a delay because I couldn't find any of my fucking tools and shit, so I'm down to using this. Yeah, it's on. It's a little loose, but it should do. I guess let's go ahead and let's crank this baby up. It might not want to start though, just because the battery may be a little dead, but we shall see. She's alive, but she's not happy. She's alive. She's not very happy. She's missing at, I want to say, like 3,500 RPM. And for her not having any coolant, she didn't start to get hot. Good oil pressure. I mean, I think it's just because she might just need to like warm up. So So she doesn't have much gas. I don't think we have an empty container around here. Actually, I guess we kind of do. We have Manuel's BP racing jugs and another old gas canister here from Henry. I'm not sure how I feel about a test drive as of right now. It might be fine to go on one. Probably just going up and down, just because she just has that miss, and it might be plugs. So I guess to go from there, it would be pull spark plugs and check them out. If not, maybe this air filter. Or it could be bad gas because it has been sitting for a year. But I think if we just throw in some new gas and maybe some fuel cleaner, she should be fine. That's the only thing I think of. I guess let's go ahead and let's throw some coolant in here. So you're going to want to drive. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start it, drive it up, maybe down that way, and come back. We shall see. We shall see how she does. She likes shooting up 2,500 RPM while starting, and it now turns idling at 1,500. Making its way down to 1,000. She's missing, all right. Let's go ahead and go to reverse real quick. Reverse engage. E-brake off. Rolling. She's building RPM by herself. She's at 1,500. That was me, 2,000. 1,500 RPM. Pull the temperature gauge hasn't moved. I think it might be an exhaust issue because it sounds okay. Like, I guess performance-wise, like it sounds fine. Like obviously it ran and drove, it shifted fine. It's just it has some sort of AFR issue. It seems like there might be a like a vacuum leak. If not, why the fuck can I not open up this goddamn hood? She is getting warm. She is warming up. And I want to say I smell coolant. I don't see any coolant, but you can hear it. It sounds like it's pushing air out. But I don't know where. It even does it from up here. It sounds like it might be coming from the thermostat. I'm not sure. If it starts leaking from there, obviously we know. I would prefer it to leak from here than down there. That's all I gotta say. We need more coolant. We ran through 3 jugs. She's fucking thirsty. And I need to sit here and figure out on what could possibly be making the AFR so mad. It could be the air filter. It could be fuel. Air, fuel, spark. It has great compression because obviously it's starting. And it is running fine. I'm not sure, guys. I guess we're going to have to dig into it. It is getting decently late, so I might call it here for today. Come back tomorrow and think of a plan. Definitely going to have to go to the parts store and grab some coolant, though, because it's going to need that. Oh, and gas. I might take a gas can with me. Cool. I think we got a good plan. At the shop with Efren. So let me show you around. So I got more coolant and putting it in. She's leaking down there. And I believe it's because of this, because it wasn't as clean. So we're gonna have to go ahead and we're gonna have to deal with that. But for now, I went ahead and put like, I'd say about $2 worth of gas inside of it. So I guess the only thing left to do is continue what we're doing off yesterday. Start it. Let go. There you go. Give a little bit of gas. Nothing?
We're slowly going.
Ew, she seems more mad than yesterday. Alright.
And she died.
Start it again. Oh, yeah. Well, it's spitting out coolant. Everything seems to be fine. Other than that leak right here, it seems to be fine. And it sounds like some sort of exhaust. And I think I just figured out what it is. That, my friend, looks like an exhaust gasket. I'm not so sure how to feel about that. She's now seeming to struggle after idling for a little bit. Has it moved any? Yes. We're gonna let it run for a bit. So she's missing. For sure is missing. And we're lucky, because now she's got a check engine light. Has that gauge moved at all? Not really. No, okay. Put it in reverse, won't you? Just go on a drive. It's all right. Okay.
I don't know what you want me to do.
Why don't we go that way? Throw it and drive. There you go. All right. this if she likes this. How you going? How does it feel?
Pretty good, honestly.
Okay, and I'll turn left. Yeah, she's definitely got an exhaust manifold leak. Definitely that gasket seems to be blown. Start pulling it apart and check it out when we get back to the shop. And then make a left. Then go left. Just around the shop.
Pull into the shop.
Yeah. All right. A little bit more. Right about there. Has that gauge moved at all?
No, don't look like it, no.
Go ahead and shut it off. Interesting. So that must mean...
Well, at least you made it, though.
I made it. But that must mean that the coolant temperature sensor may not be working. Fun. We went ahead and we unplugged the mass airflow sensor. Mass airflow sensor is this wire and runs into there. He's going to go ahead and start it. And it seems to be running fine. Better, actually. So we're going to go ahead. Oh. I don't like that. Go ahead and turn it back on. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to plug it back in. No. Okay, so mass airflow sensor seems to be good because it's running about the same. So, that's out of the way. Go ahead, shut it off. Now we're gonna continue deeper. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull some plugs and see on how they look. Okay, so spark plug wire is right here. Oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull that. Looks fine, not too bad. Those spark plugs kind of look like they may have seen better days. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna swap a spark plug socket into there and see if we can get that out. And then check on how that is. Okay, so these are what the plugs look like. They're not too bad. They're not too bad. These guys stink. Like bad. You might go ahead and start pulling some more and see on how they do. He might need new plugs though. Oh, this is so hard to see. Sorry, guys. Yeah. I think some new ones would do justice. But they, I mean, they're platinums. Not bad. Definitely haven't been changed in a while though, but not too bad. I say we go ahead and maybe throw it back in and see how it does. Definitely after the test drive though, it had that booze smell where she smelled of evap and like exhaust leak. Lift the hood up. It's exactly what you smell underneath here. So I'm definitely thinking we might have to do an exhaust manifold on that side, which is going to be fun. Other than that, I'm not entirely too sure what else is going to go on. There is a check engine light, though, that we need to get this situated so that we can go and get scanned. So, let's go from there. Back here in the shop, we just had our wrench part trip. We have the thermostat housing, we have a new back glass, and a new temperature sensor. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get this guy back in real quick. We're gonna get the new housing on. Kind of talking about it. It seems that Ford fucking staples these in. So I guess we need to take off this tarp, or this like top, and then kind of staple it in, because it's a little bigger. That duct tape that's in there is where they like taped the previous glass. So this is a little bigger, so he's gonna be able to see a lot more out of it and a lot more in, but it should be fine. We just, like how I said, we got to staple it, which is very, very interesting. We could probably staple it from the outside, but personally, I think it'd look a lot better if we stapled it from the inside somehow. So, all of this as well, and I probably have a little bit of white, but I think if we just stuck this on the inside, stapled it facing that way, should be fine. We just gotta do what we can. But first, we're gonna get this in. Yep. Wanna grab this? All right, you can let go. And then get the ratchet off. Sweet! Get in your first belt. Hooray. All right, so what we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do real quick. Efren's gonna grab all this stuff off. And then we're also going to be going down here to be getting that sensor off. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get that little bad guy off real quick. And it should be another 18 millimeter. Efren, you wanna go ahead and take that off again real quick? You're gonna be going for this little guy. Just make sure you have it in the loosening position. Should be the other way. There you go. All right, now. No, wait, that's tightening.
Yeah, I think we had
Flip it. Yeah, there you go, okay. There you go. It's kind of hard. Sorry, I'm trying to keep all these wires out of your way.
You are coming out, right?
Yeah, it's going. Keep going. All right, go ahead and take your ratchet off. Yep, it's out. Sweet. This one, honestly, doesn't even seem that bad. But we'll go ahead and we'll throw the other one in wherever I put it. Oh, right here. Go ahead and start that. Hand loose. If I can get it in there. All right, camera's getting down. Okay, let's try it again. Go ahead and tighten that. It is on now, so you only gotta tighten it just a little bit. Not too crazy, no. Right about there. That should be fine. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Now, we're gonna go ahead, grab this flathead, go ahead and take that off like how we did at the junkyard. And while you do that, I'm gonna talk to our guys. Basically, when we went to the junkyard, we actually found a 95. very similar in this color that actually had better like paint like fenders, a better hood. Like it was the same color. It's just like condition wise, it was just overall just better. Now, could we go and get all the panels off that one? Yes. Are we going to? Probably not, because that also means a new bumper as well. And it'd be cool, it'd be nice, but you know, whatever. Efren already went ahead and got this guy off. So it looks all, Efren already went ahead and got this guy off. So we're one step closer. We just need to grab that 13 that was from here. Go ahead and stick it on this guy. You should just be able to grab your bolts from right about there. Efren, I guess if you want to go ahead and stick your ratchet on my extension real quick and go ahead and start loosening that. All yours.
All right. Are you gonna go in? There we go.
Okay. So, we actually did, loosen it.
It's this way, right?
Yeah, and then, nope, other way.
Yeah, okay, I was right.
Sorry, I didn't know which way you're going. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, so we actually were able to not only find a transmission, but it was a manual transmission. And we were kind of talking about it. And he may possibly want to manual swap this one day. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe those transmissions are actually T5s. And T5s are they're not common. They're really more uncommon. But you can still find them. Fun fact, Nathaniel actually needs, I think, like 2 of them. Anyways, there's actually the pedals and there was a transmission. Obviously, you'll probably need the wiring harness and the ECU and all kinds of stuff like that. So, you know, it's there. This Mustang, it was pretty good. That's where we got our items from. And the back glass came off of another Mustang. I think it was a newer one. I think that's the reason why the back glass is a little bit different. Now, like how I did mention, so this actually had silicone on it. It didn't have a gasket. And come to think about it, I mentioned this at the junkyard with him, it didn't even have a thermostat in there. So the other engine most likely was probably having some sort of heating issue, which is a little concerning. But as long as our gauge works now, that will fix our ability to tell the temperature's gauge. This seems to be a lot more smooth right here. It's still rusted, so it must be a very common issue. Do you ready to get both bolts out?
No, just one.
Oh, just one. Okay. Well, these they seem to have some sort of rusting issue, so it's kind of just a thing that we got to deal with. Oh well. I'm sure just cleaning it up really good will do fine. But as soon as that's coming off, which it pretty much already is, nice job, Efren, we'll go ahead and we'll put this back in. I was kind of talking to him about it. We are running low. We don't have any coolant other than this jug. So we are running low on coolant, which means that I'll probably just grab some coolant at my job tomorrow, put it in, start it real quick, and see how it does. Other than that, we also were kind of talking about this as well. We didn't have a panel popper. Otherwise, if we did have a panel popper, we probably could have just got a new one of these. But if so, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's some pretty good aftermarket ones out there that just look better overall in general. And we can just go ahead and chunk that whenever we're actually getting ready to start driving it. Because I don't want this to be hanging down in there for it to get caught. Power steering pump pulley was actually in better condition. And the water pump actually had both ears to prevent the belt from falling. All good? Okay. We were able to actually pick up some extra bolts of those. And I think that's all we were able to really find in our... Oh, wait. That other guy had a wing. So if we really wanted to, Efren can just save up as much money as he can. And we can just go back to Wrench Apart and grab his trunk that already has the wing and everything. I didn't realize you didn't have a wing, Efren. I think that'd be pretty cool. Kind of go ahead and modify a little bit and kind of, I guess, replace some of the body panels to already, that way, oh, okay, he's already got it. So that way we can just swap it out and not have to worry so much about body repair. Because I mean, I would like the Mustang to look nice as well, but it's got like this, like it looks blue on camera, but wrench apart sticker, like right here on what is it, like the year, it said like green. So they were saying like this is like a greenish color, but I think it's a blue. I'm not too sure. Looking at it, this one does appear to be more flush. Efren went ahead and already pulled it off, and this one also seems to be decently flush. It seems like it was leaking from the bottom, but the bottom on this seems pretty fine. It doesn't seem to be like warped or anything. We'll go ahead, just because we already pulled that one out, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this one back in. That gasket is also there. Let's go ahead and let's pull this. Grab my light real quick. Yeah, it was definitely leaking. I wonder if it's just because this is a paper gasket. The reason it was leaking is because of that? Or if there's something more to it. If anything, we can go ahead, we can throw that new one back on. We won't run, well, I guess we can't just throw the thermostat in just in case. But I do have some extra, oh, scratch that. I don't have water pump maker. Let me just go to the store and grab some. It's not a big deal. Yeah, we can go ahead and throw that back on and see if there's any difference. That also give us an opportunity to check out our new coolant temperature sensor. That's right there. So he's gonna go ahead, he's gonna grab this one, put it back in, kind of get all that situated. I'm actually gonna be over here working on a spark plug, getting it back in, making sure everything's all good to go. And then if he needs any help, we'll go ahead and we'll kind of flip-flop and, you know, get some stuff together. On we work. All right, so putting it back on. She's still leaking, which is very interesting. So it might be a gasket issue. For research purposes, we're gonna take off the thermostat and see if that does anything. Maybe it's the thermostat that's actually getting moved around, so we can't put it in there. If not, then we just gonna run some makeshift RTV gasket maker. Should be fine. All right, gang, so check it out. So we went ahead, pulled the thermostat off, and I told Efren to just, oh yeah, just pull the thermostat off. Well, he accidentally pulled the gasket off as well, but the gasket seems to be fine. Had he not done that though, he wouldn't have made this discovery. It seems like whenever we go to bolt down the actual, like, thermostat housing, their thermostat moves and it bolts down into the gasket. So it didn't penetrate it too much. So like right here, that should be enough to seal it. If anything, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna throw this gasket on with the housing. We're gonna leave the thermostat out for just a second. Set that right there. Put it back in, throw in the coolant that just dumped out into that pan as much as we can back into here, and then the rest of whatever we have in there, and see if we can get this thing to warm up. That thermostat should help with it, or the new sensor should help with that. Let's go ahead and let's put this back in. He's going to start it real quick. Don't explode. Start it again. Come on, baby. Go ahead and start it. still. She's leaking still. If anything, some RTV should help. We're gonna go ahead and let her run for a bit and see if that temperature gauge doesn't move. It's not happy with the gasket. So we're gonna need a new gasket. And it seems to be something, oops, sorry, exhaust related. Possibly the gasket, if not evap. And I'm not sure on what it is. Next time we're in the shop, we need to go ahead and we need to start tearing all this apart. So that means intake's gotta go. Some of this real quick has to go. And maybe pull out the exhaust manifold. Check, see how it's doing. Go from there. So I think that's what's going to be our next plan. RTV, the gasket should be easy. Give me a chance to grab some more coolant at work tomorrow. Go ahead and throw that in there and see how it does. We'll figure it out, Efren. Don't be so sad. It's all right. The joys of working on cars. Everything will not and is not going to go according to plan. So, let's go ahead and brainstorm some certain ideas. New year, guys. As you're watching this, it's already 2026. This video started when it was in 2025, so I guess, hey, Merry Christmas or Happy New Year's. I'm still half asleep. Anyways, so we got another thermostat housing, right? Might use this one just because it's a little bit more cleaner. So we went to wrench apart, got this one down there, and it's still leaking. So I'm thinking it's either just the gasket being a paper one is just not like, it's leaking. End of the day, it's leaking. So I got some RTV. So I noticed on the one wrench apart, they actually had this instead of an actual paper gasket. And I don't know why. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna clean this up because there's a bit of a lip right there. Clean that up real quick. So that way the thermostat gets it flush. Get any other material off. Make it shiny, pretty, make it flush, make it look good. It does look to be kind of warped. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all can see that. It looks to be warped. Like I don't think that shit, yeah. That don't sit flush on the table. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pull this one off real quick and see if this one's more flush than that one. If not, we'll go ahead and just use whichever one's the best. Seem to be about warped just the same. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna turn this on, go underneath, kind of clean it up for a bit. And then after that, throw it back in. And I don't have any coolant. So we're gonna have to wait, and that's okay, because for the best results, I don't know where I put it, but the thing you let it dry overnight and stuff like that. So once that's all done and over with, then I'll go ahead and throw some coolant in there, which should be fine. Let me get started. So this is what I got. It's a lot cleaner. There is the little like kind of holes in there, but it should be fine. Thermostat. I guess it's just a lot better now. It's not gonna move as much, I guess, compared to this one. It'll go in, but it could still, like, that same amount of force as I was doing it. with that one. So, should be a lot more better. I guess the only thing now to do is throw it back in with the RTV and see how it does. I have to find the RTV though, because I seem to misplace it. Damn. All right. RTV is in. Thermostat and the housing are in. I am go. Oh, I can zoom into 6 times? What? No way. I didn't know that. Okay, my bad. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take off this housing real quick, so that way we can get down to the exhaust. We need to figure out on what the fuck's going on down there. It seems to be that there is an exhaust leak or something of some sort down there. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go down there, take a peek around, see if I can't see anything, and go from there. If anything, I'm thinking it might be the exhaust manifold gasket. I'm not entirely too sure on how hard it is to take the exhaust, like manifolds and systems out of these things. But I know on the newer Mustangs, like the S650s, they're, they're a pain in the butt. So we're gonna go ahead and take that apart. I found the bit that looks like they're probably using to tap out that bolt. It still has metal shavings on it. To ensure proper seal, engage. I don't know what the fuck that says. I'm not reading all that. Something that I've always liked about the Mustangs is that they've always had these actual true air intakes. Because like, you know, usually some other vehicles, they just have the intake just sticking right here. Well, the intake on the Mustangs actually go through the firewall on these. So it's pretty cool. Super cool. Now, if he really wanted to, obviously he could somehow take out his headlight or his turn signal and make it a true intake, but I wouldn't recommend that just because, you know, safety. And yeah, I think it'd be really cool though. Oh, there's a razor blade. Wow, that could have been bad. I'll throw that later. So, now that we got the intake out, we can see a little bit more of the exhaust. Obviously, we can't really start the Mustang now because it has all its intake stuff and AFR reading things over there. And I kind of noticed there's this little guy's right here. I wonder if these things go bad and fuck with the AFRs. But yeah, you can see a little bit more. It's like that gasket right there seems to be kind of fucked. But that's a lot of stuff to just kind of pull that. I don't know. Let me look into exactly how hard it is to take these things out. Now, I'm not too sure, but I think I found evidence it may be the gasket. Not only is it just this, that shouldn't be like this. This is kind of telling me Someone's been down here before. That's very interesting. So, what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm not sure what this is. I think it's a coolant line. So, probably go ahead and just take that off. So that way it's out of the way, or just somehow get it out of the way. Because it's gonna wanna go into that bolt, and I need to get a hold of that bolt down there, so that way I think what I'm gonna do is, instead of taking it all apart, I'm just gonna unbolt the exhaust manifold from the head. From the head, right? That'd be the head? Yeah. Right? Where's that flaw? I don't know. I don't know how these Mustangs are made. That would be head. Yeah. Yeah, the head. I'm gonna bolt it. Why did I, whatever. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna bolt it from the head and pull it back and slide out the exhaust. If I can, take a look at the exhaust gasket and see how that is. If it's not from up here, then we need to go ahead and just get him a new gasket and throw that on. And then we actually need to go down there to check out the surface from the actual exhaust manifold to the actual rest of the piping. That little donut gasket, we'd have to look at that. And that may or may not be our issue to our AFR. So I guess let me, I don't think I can record this, unfortunately. So what I'm gonna do is just take it off and I'll show you all what the gasket looks like. Came across something. That hose on the right isn't even secured. And I was moving this out of the way so I could get down there, and it just popped off. That's a fucking fire hazard, and that's right next to my brother's exhaust. I need to fucking figure out what the fuck is going on with that. You got me fucked up if you think my brother's gonna be driving a fucking fire hazard. I'm not trying to help. I'm not trying to let him see his own fucking car burn down. I would hate to see something like that happen. So, that's another fucking problem I gotta figure out. Great. Whatever. These guys are coming off too easily. All right, let me see if I can't show you. Y'all see that one down there? Let me get this wrench. Let me get this wrench. All right. I'm going to press up with like 2 fingers, right? These two. Ready? Look at that. I'm not bullshitting. Like, those are coming off way too fucking loose. No wonder he has an exhaust leak of some sort. I knew I was fucking right. I wonder if the other side is like this. Like, it's loose, but it's not hand-tight loose. Like someone was down here. I just can't prove it. But whatever. I wonder if they're like this on the other side. But I'm not focused on the driver's side. We're worried about the passenger. But yeah, it's interesting. Let me get this last bolt. I think this is the last bolt. I don't know how many bolts there are, because I have 3 right there. There's 4. I want to say there's 6. So let me fuck around in here. Let's look here. So let me get this camera to chill out. I don't see anything there, but you can see it is splitting. So let me get this off carefully. Yes. All right. Time for the next one. Right here. There we go. Bloop. Bloop. Okay, that's off. That's off. That's off. All right. Let's take a look here, shall we? Ooh. Oh, yeah. I was fucking right, dude. I was fucking right. What are you talking about, man? I knew that was blown. Look at this. Check this out, dude. That's carving like a motherfucker. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. What you talking about, Willis? Bro, that motherfucker like a buck. Oh, yeah, dude. You need a new one. Look at that. This is like paper, dude. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see where it was that carbon right there. Yeah. I fucking read him like a book, dude. What you talking about, man? Can you knock it off out there? Anyways. It was leaking. I was correct. It was fucking leaking. So, he had an exhaust leak on that cylinder right there. So, that's where it was coming from. It sounded like it was from over there, but it was actually throughout all this because I guess it was just so loud. So, now we need to go ahead and we need to get him another gasket. Throw that bad guy in. Throw in the intake, stuff like that. And obviously get that shit in. Dude, this is good. This is good shit right here. Now, let me see if there's anything I need to do while I'm here. We'll wait on rearranging in just a little bit. I think that's all I can do today. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah. So, I got his exhaust manifolds attached to my rock order. We'll get into that soon. Y'all don't worry about what that is. In the meantime, sit here. We're going to take off all the tape for this Mighty Fine back windshield that we got. Also, let's see if I can set this real quick. I did go ahead and lay it over. It actually turns out it's about the same size. So it's just this makes it bigger. Also, Ford staples all this shit together. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take all of this stuff apart. So that way, when it comes time to actually get that all connected into there, it'll be good to go. You do got a mess back here, Efren, just in case you didn't know. And I know you don't smoke Swisher Sweets or whatever, because I know you don't smoke at all. Or do you? Ooh. Yeah, so I already started peeling. That is taking that off. Owie. Sorry, Efren. But the cake's gotta go. Well, it's off. I'm beginning to see on where we can staple it together, like how Ford makes you fucking do it, but it's off. I think now the only thing you gotta do is take off this actual card top. And maybe get it a little nice vacuum. Because it's pretty gross in there. Yeah. I would say just about. Bright side though, at least he has all of his heating stuff still. Cool. Cool. I think I know how we can staple this together. We just gotta separate the outer from the top, because like this is a layer, and then I guess to show you, like this is another layer. So it is starting to fall apart though, so it might be easier to just replace the top instead of actually just trying to fix it, but it's too soon to call it. But as of right now, yeah, we'll see. So it's been a few days. We finally got the gaskets for the exhaust manifolds. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get set up and put those in. Once they're back in, then I guess we'll go ahead and throw some coolant in it and give it a start and see if it maybe idles better, if it starts up better. You know, just check it out, really. I got some more coolant ready to go. All I gotta do is just pour it down there after I get all my hoses back in and everything like that. And then we should be good to go. I believe that's all we're gonna do. Still need to get this back glass in. We need to take this off and just staple it in there, or just get it in there somehow, so that way there's a back windshield. And then we need to switch off these rims and go with the tri-spokes. So once we get all the tri-spokes off, or once we get all those off and then all the tri-spokes on, the fitment's a little insane compared to those. I think those have better fitment, in honesty, but it's just the way it is. But anyways, should be good to go. We'll grab a valve core puller, probably yoink a valve core from there and just throw it into there, and should be good to go. And then he just have to obviously get new tires and a new battery. Let's get started. After giving myself a burn right there where my finger is. Oh yeah. It's in. There's a new gasket on there. Now I just gotta torque everything down. Just real quick before I do that, because I don't have torque specs. This fucking burn hurts. So what I'm gonna do is set that right there. Grab this coolant line. Go ahead. Put it on. Just like that. And then I'm gonna tighten it. Throw some coolant in and see how it does. Okay, so I added some coolant. Obviously there's some in there. And we look to be pretty dry. I mean, let me see if I can be really quiet. I mean, I'm squeezing it. There doesn't seem to be anything popping out. So I think what we'll do is, I think we are just gonna go ahead and torque that that exhaust manifold down real quick and give it a start. That way the water pump can circulate and get all the coolant through there. I think that's definitely what we're gonna do. So let me find some torque specs. I ain't doing all that. It's getting tight. I'm gonna get it as tight as I fucking can. We'll call it good. That's his venture. A quick little start real quick. Hopefully it's not dead or anything. fuck's going on over there? What's all this bullshit? Why the fuck are you smoking? You shouldn't be doing that. So she's on. That gauge is working now, but that's good. That's great. Let's shut it off real quick. Let's talk, because we got a good conversation to talk about. So, after doing the passenger side exhaust manifold, I drove it out the shop. Put all the intake back together. Made it run so that it has its AFRs and all kinds of bullshit. We got a problem. Down there, obviously that's the exhaust manifold. Looks to be fine. It was smoking a bit. That's just because of all the oil. Problem is, there's a fucking donut. And you're probably sitting there wondering, well, what the fuck's a donut? Well, let me show you real quick. So on a traditional exhaust system, you would have your headers / exhaust manifolds, your cats, and then just your pipe. Well, in between the Mustang, right, there is the manifolds and then the downpipe to the catalytic converter. However, in between these, most of the time, there's these things called a donut. And inside of these donuts, or exhaust systems, with those little donuts, it's a bit of it's like a gasket. 3.8 doesn't have shit on it. M54 is not going to have it. It doesn't have an engine at all. I'm not going to open his car without his consent. There's this gasket that just... They call it a donut for a specific reason. Like I said, headers, donut, exhaust. And in this donut area here, you have two studs from the exhaust going into the headers to where you have the bolts. Like that down there. Obviously, you can see that bolt that's going to the exhaust manifold. There's a gasket in between those two. That's called a donut. I think the exhaust manifold either isn't tightened completely and it needs to get tightened, or it needs a new donut. That may solve the AFR issue, because I believe everything up here is doing just fine. But as soon as it fucking gets down there, it's not able to read because of this exhaust system, so it doesn't know how much air is going out. There's a check engine light, but I can't get the code read because I don't have an OBD2. I need to talk to Tommy about getting one and borrowing it real quick. That is next on the to-do list. Guys, I'm running out of time. I need this Mustang out this fucking shop. You're going to have to scoot over because I need to get a car right here or something. I need to make room in this fucking shop so I can work on some shit. There are some things that need to get done. And I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do it with very limited room. So, we're going to go ahead. We're going to grab that fucking donut. We're going to do basic tune-up. We're going to grab donuts, spark plug wires, spark plug, go from there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this cool down. We'll get underneath and just see if I can't maybe tighten some more, maybe help it out. We'll see. It's actually the exhaust manifold not being completely bolted in. Yes, I did shave, so interesting. I look like a chick, dude, just with a mustache. I look like that chick from Once Upon a Time, the evil queen. Here's a picture. Anyways, so I got this. This is an OBD2 scanner. It's a Bluetooth one. You plug it in, connect it to your phone. I'm not gonna be able to show you guys the results on my phone just because, well, I mean, I'm recording you guys on my phone. Anyways, last night I came by and I was like, let me try bolting up the exhaust more together. It helped, kind of. It helped with the exhaust leak. It's still having trouble starting and misfires, but it's doing a little better. It definitely doesn't smoke up the shop a lot less. So we, that's a check engine light. Bought this, like $40 from AutoZone. We're gonna plug it in and check the codes, see what it says. It is a P0123, and basically what that means is that our little throttle body or throttle position sensor, whatever you want to fucking call it, has too much voltage. And it's basically saying that our little sensor down here, which I did notice tends to get unplugged here, is actually getting too much voltage. Therefore, it's beginning to have a rough idle. It doesn't want to move. It's just basically, because of this sensor, it's basically saying the Mustang needs to stay in limp mode. And, you know, kind of saying on what I've been saying, like, oh, you know, I drove it back and drove it front and I couldn't even make it up the fucking little steep, or couldn't even make it underneath its own powers. And it's not because the tires are flat, I'll tell you that much. It's because I also even aired it up with the little air pump that's in there. But this narrows it down a lot. So all we need to do is we need to get down here and swap out this sensor. I'm not entirely too sure what we need to swap out the sensor. As far as what I can tell, it seems to be just 2 fucking bolts. And they feel like Torx, which is a very, very interesting sign. I am going to kind of move this around, kind of check it out. Seems to be okay. I don't like how this stuff is just floating around though. It makes me a little nervous, because like, why are we floating around? Also, this is like gonna crack. Probably should get some new hose for that. Yeah, that definitely goes somewhere. Anyways, it'll be this guy, because I was fucking with it the other day. Or it could be these, but it says here, do not clean inside throttle body or just hard stop screw. Special coating on throttle body and bore. So this should be able to like fix it, and it doesn't like click or anything. I wonder if I erased a code, it'll do anything else. We're gonna go ahead and erase the code, see if it does anything. I already went ahead and erased it. But it still seems to be struggling. That's full pedal to the metal, man. I wonder what would happen if I did it from the actual throttle body right here. Yeah, it's about the same. What I would say. Well, okay. We might just go ahead and replace that sensor, because I wouldn't want my brother to be like in a situation where he needs to put pedal to the metal, but he don't go nowhere. So, let me, we're gonna see if we can't just buy a sensor real quick. Why are we chiming? The key's out. Good Lord. This is it. This is the new one. We're gonna go ahead and throw this in. Got some bolts as well, because you got me fucked up. You think I'm going to be using some fuck-ass Phillips in order to get that shit back in. Anyways. Now, we get to go back here. Put that guy in. Oh, well. I guess I gotta... Should be fine right there, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure which way it goes. Anyways, we're gonna go... Ooh, we're gonna grab a bolt here, right here real quick. We'll grab two. And these should be... I want to say these are 8s. 8s, 6, something stupid like that. Where did my... Oh, okay. Grab this little guy. Set that. Let me see something on the lines of... like that. Grab this. Oh. Let me put the camera down. Here's to open. No, it don't seem like it. Yep. Let's let it play around with itself for a bit. Well, we're going to let it run. Summer, guys. I think we are at least. So, just went underneath the Mustang. Took off the fuel filter. After putting on the new throttle position sensor, it didn't really work. But, start draining that. Dude, that shouldn't be as brown. I don't know if it's just because of the lighting, man, but that looks pretty like murky, dude. And even then, like, that just, I don't know, man. I think what we're gonna have to do, sorry, Efren, but you need to buy a fuel filter. Because I bet you if I were to light this, it wouldn't even light as well. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stick that in there and give them an update. So, it's the only thing I can think of. It's just bad gas. Really, really old and nasty bad gas. We need to get this old gas out. Got the new fuel filter. Obviously, that's all bad stuff. What I did was originally I was gonna attach it to this little siphon pump that we have here. Using a little hose, stick it in, push it out, spit into there. That didn't work because the only hose that goes into there is filler net. Couldn't even get that hose down in there because of how bent up it was just being in AutoZone storage. Now, what I did was, let's see if I can show y'all. What I did, I came down here, and I'm probably not gonna be able to show y'all. Look, all right, we got all this old fuel. What I did, so I went over there, stuck a little hose inside of the send line, and it's gonna go through that rubber hose into here and catch all that bad gas. And then we're gonna go grab some 91, shove it inside of there, see if it runs any better after obviously putting in a new fuel filter. I'm gonna go ahead and then we're gonna keep just priming the fuel pump till it just stops shooting. Might have hit a breakthrough. Oh, it doesn't want to do it now. It was just going up to 3,000. Let me give it a second. Let it breathe. Let's give it gas. She don't want to do it now. She camera shy. Almost there. The video right here, it's definitely a trip. Blur here is gonna have to sit here and wait for parts. Needs tires, needs a battery. We're gonna get that stuff situated so that way we can go ahead and continue working on Blur. In the meantime, I had my good old buddy Chad come help me out. Now, Chad here didn't come to work on cars. What he did help was to organize a little bit. We got Boo in this little carpool theme, I guess. The only reason being is because we need a shop room. This car garage can technically be a 4-1. We currently have our 4th car in here. And of course, you can probably already tell who it is. It's fucking Rita with her fuck ass head that wants to be leaking still. So I get to rebuild it. And since I get to rebuild that engine, I can't have more than 4 cars in here. And space is now very limited. But obviously we have all this. And we can get a little bit more room. Because at this point, if I'm going to be rebuilding an engine, why not double down and make it 2? Thank you guys for watching this video. It has been a trip with good old Blur here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to wait on some parts. And while we're waiting, we're going to work on Rita and Henry's new engine. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.